Tuko na Governor 001 na tuko hapa Mama Ngina grounds. Nataka tupige naye story, of course, tujue anaendeleaje. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, amazing. It's a beautiful day. The weather is, I think the Almighty has been kind to us. Yeah. It's nice and shiny, sunny. Yeah. Perfect place to be.
Yeah, been a while hatujaonana, hatujapiga story. I don't know, what has the governor been up to? You know, tangu
Too many things going on at the same time. Challenges that we need to be able to turn into opportunities. Yeah, it's gone well. First 1.5 years in office, settling down, initial couple of months, then thereafter taking charge. First year has been more of giving social assistance, social help, and we're hoping that this financial year will be the year for actually working more on infrastructure.
Yeah. I think one of the things wa Kenya ama watu wa Kenya Mombasa wangependa kujua ni yani on a scale of 1 to 10 huo mwaka mmoja na nusu, how would you rate your performance?
No one rates himself, but I think the people rate. Yeah. The people should be the ones to rate us. Amongst the first counties to come up with a 100% free feeding program in all our ECDs. The first county to actually say that every secondary day student to have a capitation amount of a minimum of 5,000 shillings. First county to come up with a motivation program over the school holidays, and you get paid for that program. About 150 shillings to be your fare and your lunch, and then another 250 that is going to be for your tuition fees. Rolled out a massive health campaign. We were also able to come up with an under 5 program, where every child under 5 from birth is treated totally 100%. We've done quite a lot. Like I said, it's been a year where we're now trying to basically, at a time when the country was more or less in a recession, we were able to streamline our revenue collection so that to highlight the young businesses to be the ones that can be able to be in a lower level.
Wow, that's incredible. Looking at the way the economy imekuwa pia, I think I would say you guys are doing fairly well. There are a few things, of course, watu lazima waseme tujafanyiwa hivi. What do you think are some of the issues ambao wa Kenya wa Mombasa wanasema this one needs to be worked on, and are you currently working on it?
Yes, like I said, this financial year we want to start working more and more on our infrastructure. Put more emphasis on our roads, and see what we can be able to do. We have recently finalized and signed a contract. We're converting Mombasa into a smart city. There's going to be CCTVs all over to ensure that people can be appreciated in terms of traffic management, security, and so forth. Equally, we are trying to see what we can be able to do on our street lighting to automate the whole thing. But in a nutshell, this particular financial year, we want to concentrate more on infrastructure, roads, more on our drainage. If you realize Mombasa, there's been a lot of digging going on. It's because things are being done.
Yeah. By the way,
some parts of Mombasa have been affected by rain, and we can see right now most of people are expecting maybe you to come up and I think give them the way forward. Maybe what are you doing to make sure that those places that wameaffectiwa na mvua wako sawa?
I think when we came in, there's a lot of issues. Majority of them were minor matters. Some of them were major. We had to do some major works on them. The last one that we've really strived and we're trying to work with national government was the Links Road. I think that's the only place that was remaining. Then we realized as well it's all human created when people just decide to do things without necessary planning. And that's the reason why I'm insisting again. I said this during my last speech. that we're going to have to be tough for our own selves. We have to be tough when it comes to matters of irregular constructions and all that. We were able to clear the problem that was there. We had some that we had to do major contracts, and we've already signed the contracts. An area like Ziwani, which was a big problem as well. Right now, even when you go to on your way from Fontanella all the way to as you're entering into Ngina, there's a lot of construction going on, and that is going to be able to handle the drainage in that area, the stormwater.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that is going on, and I do believe that maybe umekuwa ni kitu ambacho umezoea, since you are wakati uko pale Mvita. Would you say kazi imekuwa nyingi comparing to your time?
Well, ukiamka kila siku ni new challenges. And like I said, my philosophy is very simple. Look at a challenge and you make a decision. Do you want it to continue being a challenge, or do you want that challenge to be a learning lesson? And I prefer going for challenges being converted into learning lessons, and that's what we've been able to do.
Yeah. Are there any projects that specifically you are saying that these ones are targeting the youth?
Yes, we are soon going to be launching our Skills Mitani program. Like I said, even when we were doing the motivation program, that was targeting the youth who are currently going to school. And by the way, equally, we have given instructions. The last lot that finished their KCSE are going to have a 50,000 shilling capitation per child, whoever has been called to university. Wow. And we've already budgeted for that. So that again, once they get their calling letters, which I think is going to be in the next 2 or 3 months, we want to be able to see what we can be able to do on that.
Wow, interesting. So that means the youth in the future are going to be taken care of.
Yes, we are working to look at ways, just do an assessment of job need opportunities. And once we've been able to put that into place, give necessary vocational training.
Okay, one of the things ambayo pia I think when we were just chilling out here, someone just told me, nimesikia governor anakuja muulize kuhusu issue ya parking, maana tunaumia sana. Sijui kama umeipata hii?
People who own cars in Mombasa are 3% of the population. Okay. So we need to be able to be conscious of the fact that there's a lot of people who are using public transport. There's a lot of people who are using, who are walking. Yeah. So when we work on what needs to be able to be done, we need to be conscious of the fact that when we complain about our roads, it's cars that cause this, from the heavy commercial to the light cars as well. And even as we're doing that, we also reduce the charges for the matatus and the tuk-tuks. And when we were able to do that, it's because of masses. It's a decision that we have to make.
We have many people already, in politicians, but they are already talking about, 2027, people too online and all that. But you barely talk about, the future. You barely talk about those things, at this time. Ni kitu ambacho you don't want to talk about, ama you're waiting for the perfect time?
You prepare for tomorrow, but you live for the day.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow, but I want to be at a better place. And at the end of the day, it's people who are going to make that decision, not just words. I've had a simple philosophy throughout my life, and I'm hoping that everyone out there, especially in the era of social media, emulates the same. And what you just simply need to be able to do is words don't hurt.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to live with it.
You people can be able to say whatever it is that they want to be able to say. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. Yeah. I don't even know where I'm going to be by the end of the day today. Yeah. So, but I do know one thing for sure, is that I'll be remembered for what I did and what I did not do.
Yeah. So would you say that generally speaking, since you came into office, would you say the Mombasa citizen is happy?
The Mombasa city is?
The Mombasa citizen. Is he happy?
Well, like I said, we've come up with programs that have never ever been seen anywhere else in the country. Even as we are doing all this, our first year in office was to alleviate the people from financial burden. That's why we came up with this capitation per child in secondary school. That's the reason why from this financial year we're also looking at putting every child in ECD is going to be studying totally free.
Yeah.
So
Are they happy? I think later on I'll allow you to do some cutaways with people. Yeah, I think you should be asking them.
I mean, you rarely get, such opportunities to come here, relax, kutulia, you're always on the move. Pengine, kwa ufupi tu, how is your day normally like?
I wake up in the morning, I do what needs to be done, prayers, then hit the gym. From there, then my day starts. Usually, it so happens that it's not my day. It's up to about 2 or 3 weeks. It's already been planned. That at this day, at this time, you have to be here. At this day, at this time, you have to be here. But I do one thing. At times, if I finish my work early, I do get a private car and I do come. Maybe coming alone, I mean, you can already see the crowds being able to surround us. I release all my security teams and I try and take a walk. It's always good to listen to people. When you listen to people, you know what their concerns are as well. I also do one other thing, which I like doing without the presence of cameras or per se. But sometimes I do random visits to county facilities. Just see, impromptu, go to a couple of hospitals to see that my program where every child under 5 is going to be treated for free. Ask the people, has this been the case? Are you having any issues? Do we have challenges? Definitely. There's no government in the world that doesn't have challenges. But like I said, I prefer looking at challenges and obstacles and turning them into opportunities, and that's how we can be able to do it. My last facility that I was able to visit was a facility that constitutionally was just handed over to us, and that's the library. When I grew up, I used to love reading. So over holidays, I'd spend a lot of my time at the library. And I can already see what it is that I want to do, and I can already say from this financial year what are kind of budgets that we need to be able to put into place. We need to start realizing that we have to go digital. It's the one way that we can be able to capture the younger generation. We have to go digital. It's going to be cheaper for people to be able to download material and books and all.
Okay, Mheshimiwa, about
and also we are also planning to digitize our health facilities, and in the process of saying that we want to digitize our health facilities so that I can be able to know at any given time from wherever I am. It might take a bit of time. I might not be able to pull this through immediately. Who is this?
Now, before we talk about issues of insecurities that is really going around, we can now talk about the food programming that you started. It's really doing so much great, mostly here in Mombasa. What really made you to start such an event?
This is part of our manifesto, the pledge that we made to the people of Mombasa. And I always said this, a poor man's child should not suffer because of the fact that their father and mother are poor, and that is the reason why we came up with this program. And by the way, we've seen a huge increase from around 8,000 ECD students, and you're now on about 10,000. We have almost 10 new ECDs that are currently going on simultaneously. We want to finish whatever was started with the previous regime for purposes of continuity, and there was taxpayers' money that was used in investing in projects that had not finished. So first thing we need to do is finalize on those, and then thereafter look at doing new ECDs. And even as we're doing that, one of the pledges that I have given is from this financial year, we're going to be paying a capitation for every ECD child.
Looking at the departments that are in Mombasa, of course, we know there is the health, there is the city council. What is one department that you would say is doing exemptionally well compared to when you came into office?
I think all of them are trying. All of them are trying. There's definitely no doubt about it. We have 10 departments, from environment to health to transport, finance, and I think every one of them has seen a level of growth, and that is what is there. Right now, as we're speaking, there's an element of performance contracting that is going to be done by everyone. So we want to try and make sure that we go in the direction that people can be able to feel the services. Constant polling, scientific polling that is done to see what are the projects that are being felt by the people, what are the projects that are not being felt by the people, and so forth.
Yeah, we also see sometimes, when people are in the office, after they leave, ndo tunaanza kusikia kitu fulani kilifanyika, hawakutumia pesa vizuri. Do you have a system? Would you say you have a system in place that is making sure that, the taxpayers' money is being used in the correct way?
Government is a going concern. You can never be able to run away responsibilities of what were done yesterday. Yeah. And again, if there were issues and challenges that were done yesterday, there were also other matters that equally were good that were done. Not everything is bad, and you have to understand what are the challenges at that particular moment, what transpired at that particular moment.
Yeah. Let's go a little bit back to you now. I think one of the things about it stands out, hata tunaona kwenye mitandao, you love hitting the gym so much. Hata leo nimembuli rauka ukaingia gym. Yes. Is it something that you're passionate about when it comes to life, fitness, that is?
Yeah. I think for me, working out is just a lifestyle, and I just want to Mambo uko sawa? Living healthy for me is just a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's something that I just want to do.
Yeah. Is it hard striking a balance between work and family?
Definitely. You definitely are going to be able to get a few challenges here and there. You wake up in the morning. You need to create time for yourself. You need to be able to create time for family. When I say yourself, there's an element of you and your health. Then there's an element where a certain period of time during the day where you need to be able to be in solitude, all alone.
Yes.
Reflect on everything that has been done. Look at what it is that you need to do so you can be able to move forward for tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Since you got into office, I think ukiwa Mvita kama sijasahau, ukiwa mbunge ulisafiri mara mbili to Italy and Belgium, that is?
I actually know. The last that's a very good question. Coincidentally, in my first term as a member of parliament, I traveled a couple of times. I traveled quite a lot, private trips, and then I also traveled trips that were government sponsored trip because as a member of parliament.
Yes.
In my second term as a member of parliament, I only traveled once.
But right now we just
I went to Switzerland, and the reason why I had to go was because I was the chair of the Public Investment Committee. I was investigating something. I'm glad my trip was able to save taxpayers a lot of money because we were able to put things in place. And after we were able to finalize on that, you're right, actually. Since I got sworn in, I have not traveled.
Why is that so?
I always say that I'm going to do it tomorrow and the day after. I think all my departments have been able to travel. It's true. I'm told, I do get this a lot, that I'm more of a workaholic. Will I travel? I'm sure I'll have to travel because some of the invites that I have received right now are from institutions, organizations that have already been able to support the county government of Mombasa. We are hopefully going to be signing something with Japan, the Czech Republic. We were able to finalize with them a newborn unit. We were able to put up an ICU with the Japanese government. I was able to work with some private donors. And this was done through the Equity Foundation. We were able to put up a new trauma unit for children. And all of them are asking me to be able to travel. The last one is Bloomberg.
Yeah.
And Bloomberg, we are working with them on the Fidel Odinga Street to make roads a bit safe. And that is why you're seeing some construction ongoing on the pathway, so that we can be able to encourage people to be able to walk on the side of the road and to also cycle as well. And they've invited me, so I'm sure I'll travel. Maybe I just wanted to put things into place before I travel. It does not mean I don't want this at all to be used as a comparison with other leaders, because you do not know the challenges they have, and you equally do not know the reason as to why they travel. Probably something did come out of it.
Sure.
But for myself, I felt it better for the first is just to allow the teams to be able to travel, the CECs, the chief officers, director level.
Okay, this is a very interesting question that I'd really love to know, because I mean, you are the governor of Mombasa. What do you say is one thing, one thing that you love about being the president of Mombasa, the governor of Mombasa?
The people's love. The fact that you can be able to walk freely in Mombasa, you do not need to be surrounded. I know the security apparatus always try and tell me not to go into that direction.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can just be able to walk, you can be able to intermingle with people is more than enough.
Wow.
I don't know if you already talked about, there is this story that happened, I think yesterday, about the KDF and the police. Yeah, and yes, maybe Governor, what do you have to say about what happened?
I'm hoping that from ministry level, they will be able to now put all these things into place. I don't want to start getting to try and it's the right thing for me to do is not to go back and make it worse than it already is. But definitely, if it happened once, it could be a one-off. If it happens twice, if it happens up to, I think the relevant ministries need to be able to come up and work on this, crack the whip. When people in uniform are going to start fighting against themselves, it's going to be chaotic.
Na pengine, I want to know this, because people look at you, they know your happy, your happy side, they know your leadership side, but we rarely see you, being emotional. What has been one of the most emotional moments you've had probably this year?
One of the most emotional moments for me was my last speech. Actually, I would not call it a speech. First of all, when I'm in Parliament, when I was in Parliament, the last presentation that I was in Parliament, that was something quite emotive for me. Then immediately after that came the issue of my last speech to the people of MPESA as their Member of Parliament.
Yeah. When was the last time, I don't know if it's something you would talk about, when was the last time the governor probably, cried?
It was then. That was the last time that I was actually able to. It was very, very emotional for me. I mean, when you see the kind of love that is being given by people, you feel it.
Yeah. Do you think, would you say you miss being a member of Parliament on it?
Well, right now I'm representing people in a different way. Yeah. At that time I had to make laws, I had to be able to do all this. Now I'm representing people in a different way. It is no longer the people of MPESA, it is people of the whole of Mombasa.
Na pengine pia, what really makes you happy, in life? generally, you know, ni nini kinakufanya tu enjoy life, nini kinakufanya ufurahi?
I think getting a level of satisfaction when you see people happy, you definitely. I think leadership is a calling, you know.
How are you?
How does it make you feel, you know, seeing that the same people you elected are still as happy as they were?
Yeah, I think this is one of the things that keeps me going.
Yeah.
The fact that you can be able to walk unannounced at any given time and people are appreciating you. When you see someone telling you that my child got treated for free, when you see someone telling you that my child is in school because of the policies that you've been able to put into place, when you see someone telling you that I'm happy that I'm happy with the tuk-tuk fees going down and matatu fees going down, it's a win for everyone. It's a win for everyone.
Yeah, Mheshimiwa, what have you really done? Because we see, at least for now, rate of employment has really reduced. It's not like really, unemployment, has really reduced. Not like before you got into the seat. Maybe what difference have you done?
Truthfully, I wish we can be able to hire people as a county. But the last report from the Auditor General, the Senate reports, Control of Budget reports, all of them are indicating that we are one of the counties that has totally surpassed. I think this is better.
This is better. Because
we'll cross on the other side. There's a bit of traffic here. Okay. So the only thing that we can be able to do is to encourage investment in Mombasa.
Okay.
And also, really,
we have it's a very, very tough process, but we've been able to get our own SEZ license as a county. That is going, once that is up and running, it is not an overnight thing because it's a very, very large project that we want to be able to put into place. Once that has been able to be done, then naturally employment goes high in those areas.
Yeah. Wow.
And also, when we look on the other side, at least drug issues are not also like before. Like when we sit down and look at some things, we see changes, you know, and it's not easy for a person like you to, you know, kupigana na watu all the time. But when we see different changes, like drug addicts is not so much now, you know, like things have really, really changed. How have you really fight against drug abuse in Mombasa?
What we are doing is during the motivation program, because you see, people get into drugs at a time when they're still in school, when they're about to finish school. So when you're doing the motivation program, what we are planning to do is we give the young people talks on all about drug. There are two ways to fight drugs. One is you prevent supply and you also reduce demand. Reducing demand is by ensuring that there are no new clients, and this is one of the things that we have been able to succeed in doing. But needless to say, we have also, as we're speaking right now, we are finalizing on our own county rehab center.
Wow.
And which is going to be totally for the people of Mombasa to make sure that people can be able to be treated.
Yeah. Let us tuvuke huu upande, pengine unasikia Wakenya wanataka kusalimia uwaone. Kama kuna mtu ana swali tu pengine anaweza kuuliza gani. Sawa. Karibu bwana gavana bana uleka chini bwana. Karibu uleka chini. Habari yako? Mheshimiwa, karibu moto moto. Mheshimiwa, karibu moto moto baba. Asante. Asante sana. Mami, habari yako? Ujambo? Asante. Habari zenu? Karibu mheshimiwa. Asante. Asante sana. Karibu. Leo kuna dai. Saimo?
Naona ziko nusu hizi zako.
Eh.
Nimekata lakini.
Najikata.
Nimekata.
Sawa. Haya. zingine nataka tukienda hivi unichukue picha hivi. Lakini tunaweza piga tu picha baadaye. Haina noma. Into the jungle, into the wild jungle. Dembo. Oi, see you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Asante. Very interesting question, huh? What is your favorite place? Ambayo unaweza kaambia mtu hivi wanna come to Mombasa. I like this place. You can come around and see it.
Mombasa is rich with so many things. So many things. You can be able to walk. It's a lot. There's a lot of places. There's the Ngina is one of them. Asante.
Karibu madafu hapo.
Let us scream win. Jambo. Naregea. Salam, mambo. Mambo. Habari mzee.
Salama sana. Salama sana. Karibu.
Shwara tuchuru tena wewe.
Yeah, it's really good. Hot. Yeah. But at this point, kila mtu anaogopa mvua.
Well, the weatherman says that it will rain.
Photo, no problem.
Let me help.
Hizi kwenye upande wetu, Governor, what is your one last message kwa watu wa Mombasa?
More to come.
More to come. Watu wangu Mombasa mshasikia kutoka
kazi tunaitenda
na bado. Kwa hiyo watu wangu Mombasa, you've heard from the governor himself. You've actually heard from the governor himself. More to come. Kazi
tunaitenda na bado.
Kazi tunaitenda na bado. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, Mr. Governor. I appreciate sana. See you around. Okay.